Well, as more people head to a cottage or to the lake or maybe a backyard pool, we need a reminder about water safety. The director of the Life Saving Society, Wendy Schultenkamper, joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Annette.
Because that's what happens, right? People get out for a weekend or they get out for an adventure and they think, oh, wow, the water, I'm going to go in the water. And it's kind of like almost you throw away that safety reminder.
Well, and I don't know so much that people throw it away. It's just, we're coming out of a long winter. The weather is beautiful. A lot of people have been cooped up because of COVID. They're happy to get the kids out of the house and to enjoy the water. And I think sometimes that we forget some of the dangers and the risks that water can pose.
And this isn't just for children, right? It's for adults too.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. As a matter of fact, the bulk of our drownings actually are people over the age of 18 years of age.
And in many cases, these are people who do know how to swim, but there are lakes. There are a number of lakes. I'm thinking Lake Erie at Long Point, Turkey Point. There are a number of undertows there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always one of the things that we recommend, that anytime you're going into an open water area, to assess various types of dangers, such as water depth, what type of weather is coming in, is it creating a lot of waves, undertows and currents. So it's really important to know the area that you're swimming in, to assess some of these dangers, follow signage if it's posted, and of course, whenever possible, to swim in a lifeguard supervised area.
And of course, know that what we see on television or in movies about drowning is not the way that it happens.
Absolutely, Annette, and that's probably one of the biggest things that I try to relay to people, is that, people aren't thrashing their arms above the water and screaming for help. Most drownings, the struggle actually occurs under the water. You barely see any type of a splash. The person is mostly submerged. And in the event that they actually are able to get their head above the water, they're struggling for breath versus calling for help. And of course, this whole entire event often occurs in less than 30 seconds. So you really have to know what you're looking for, and to really keep an eye on, especially children.
Right, right. What about safe boating? What do you need if you're going out on the water, thinking that, oh, I'm in a boat, I'm not in the water, I'm going to be okay?
It always comes back to the number one thing, and that's wearing a life jacket. I always look at a life jacket being equivalent to a seatbelt in a car. And if I have to spout one statistic, it's going to be that in all of our drowning deaths across Canada, 81% of them are due to not wearing a life jacket while boating. And in another 5% of cases, the life jacket was not worn properly. So what we often see is, adults, for example, will put children in a life jacket when they're in a boat, but they themselves won't wear one. But when you get in trouble, often there isn't time to try to put it on, and it's very difficult to put it on properly once you're in the water.
Right, and you think, yeah, the children have their life jackets on, but you're the one that's going to need to help them out.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
absolutely.
You do have to have a life jacket on board for every single person, but that kind of goes out the window if nobody is wearing it, right?
That's correct. Yes, you do have to have one for every single person on the boat, but there's no legislation requiring the wearing of the life jacket. So it's, and again, to relate it to motor vehicles, it's kind of like putting the seatbelt on after you've had the crash. It's a little bit too late, and once you're in the water, especially if you're not a strong swimmer, or even if you're injured, it could significantly impact your ability to rescue yourself or to help those who are also in the boat with you.
Okay, Wendy, as we wrap up here, what's the number one tip that you want people to take away from this for this weekend?
Oh, tough one. Other than wear your life jacket when you're out on a boat, I would have to say that my number one tip, and especially in so many unsupervised water areas and waterfronts right now due to COVID, is that it's so important for parents to be their children's lifeguard. Our rule of thumb with the Life Saving Society is, if you're out of arm's reach, you've gone too far. And those little ones can slip away so quickly, and it's so important to keep an eye on them and not be distracted by various things that sometimes we often are.
Okay, Wendy, thanks very much for joining us today, and we'll get more information up on our website, chch.com, on how you can learn more about water safety. So very important.
Thank you, Annette, and have a great day, and everybody have a safe summer.